Well, after the tactical demonstration of what Harrier does, it's time for a bit of formation flying. And alongside us in the formation is a two-seat T-10 aircraft. You can see the longer cockpit there to accommodate the two seats. And in fact, these pictures are taken from another T-10 from the observer's seat. Now this, of course, is Harrier performing as a fast jet, but it can, of course, take off vertically and land vertically. Here, one of the early test pilots on Harrier, John Farley, explains how you get an aeroplane like this to come vertically off the ground.
You've taken the precaution of pointing the four nozzles down at the ground, and you do that by moving the one control that is in a Harrier cockpit that is not in anybody else's jet fighter. It's called the nozzle lever. And it sits alongside the throttle on the left-hand side. Push it forward, the nozzles go aft. Pull it back, the nozzles go down. And you can pull it back as fast as you like, as hard as you like, and it'll just stop with the nozzles pointing straight down. Like that, the engine thrust is pointing straight at the ground. So you're sitting on the ground. If you want to do a vertical takeoff, get hold of the nozzle lever, yank it back. Put your hand on the throttle and just place it fully forward. The engine will wind up, the thrust will build up. When it exceeds your weight, you'll just leave the ground. And you've only got one other thing to do at that time, and that's to keep yourself flat. If you let a wing go down, then obviously the engine will also point to one side, you know, and the airplane will start going sideways. So if you want to stay where you are, you must keep the airplane flat. And you use your stick just like a hunter pilot would in flying straight and level, when he keeps the airplane flat. And you move it forwards and backwards to keep the airplane flat in pitch as well. And although your aerodynamic surfaces are not doing any good in the hover, which is what you're moving with your right hand, because there's no wind going over them, at the end of each aerodynamic surface is a little rod which operates a reaction control, a little puffer jet at the wingtips, the nose and tail of the airplane. So the pilot doesn't have anything extra for reaction controls. He waves these aerodynamic controls around in the hover, and the little puffer jets do their thing and control your attitude. It really is that easy.
And John Farley ought to know, because he's been flying Harriers and their predecessors longer than almost anyone. Now, the wonderful thing about Harriers is that as well as being an amazingly sharp operational aircraft, they're also incredibly good circus performers, and all good circus acts end with a deep bow.